Good morning, everybody. You've joined us this morning. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I give it like 2 more minutes before just let people come in who planning on it. I'm actually on time this morning, so that is a good thing. Maybe some people are expecting me my usual lateness, but trying to be on time for this. Let's see. All right, guys. So let's jump into the daily here. Obviously, the big news is Russia. Russia and Ukraine that has sent the markets way down. Obviously, overnight, if anybody was watching it last night, the volatility last night was crazy. Took everything I had not to trade it last night, but I did not trade last night during the news breaking. I think there were probably a lot of good opportunities, but and before I jump into the daily, I can just show real quick on the hourly. This was a lot of the news. Obviously yesterday we're trading up here, we dropped way down, and then I was looking at it down here. We could see a level of, I could see last night a level of support forming here, and I thought that if we broke that, we would pop down to the bottom of the band. We did. We just pinned kind of through it here. Now we've consolidated after the big news of Russia actually invading Ukraine. This massive move down, and then just some consolidation coming in down here. I saw pre-market this morning, at, this level forming, the support level forming, and it looked like it was going to break and then push down here to 13, all the way down to 12,900. But now we're getting some consolidation, and we'll talk about that in a second. But let's look at the daily, just to start with our higher time frames like we do. Again, big news is Ukraine. There is some other news, which I'll talk about in a second, that came out this morning. So we've got, this down channel. It looks like price has now fallen back into this original down channel. We've broken out of the resistance. I'm sorry, the support, which was the back end of this resistance channel. I suspect this is now going to act as resistance again, and we fall back down into a channel to the downside. So obviously it's just bearish. We've broken, lows, clearly broken lows, which are clearly broken support, which was over here. Now we're falling. How far does it want to go? That's a hard question. We can look on the weekly. I mean, are we targeting 10,500? Are we targeting this area down here? As we broke this trend line, we had a target of down here at the bottom of the band, and now we've fallen through that. Is it just gonna tank all the way down here? That would be pretty dramatic. I don't know if it's gonna do all of that, but I'm not a macro financial guy. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'm just kind of an intraday trader, looking for levels trade off of. There's a couple here that we can just see on a weekly, coming down to this 12,000 kind of 900-ish level, where we've got a couple weekly touches over here back in May of 21. That could be something. I'm not gonna leave it on my chart because I'm not really sure if it's not, and I don't want that to mess me up when I'm looking at the intraday stuff. So yeah, daily very bearish. Let's look at the 4-hour, also bearish. We've got a doji here though on the last 4-hour candle. Dojis are indecision signs. Could be a possible opportunity for it to come up, and I suspect 13,400 would be a big level of resistance. I will mark that level off on my chart up here so that it's there on my other charts. So when I'm trading, and if I'm too deep into a lower time frame, I see this red line and it makes me stop and look at why I put that red line on there. Take that off. So 4-hour, yeah, just super, bearish like everything. Let's look at the hourly. So this is the more interesting one, I think. Big LVN right here, providing resistance. VWAP here, 20 SMA here. These are going to be key levels for it. Particularly this LVN. Draw that out. We'll put a blue box there, which is right at VWAP, and I'll end the box up at the 20 SMA. I'll also mark out that 20 SMA, even though that's going to change and move around. Here is that red line we just drew on the 4 hour, so that's popping up on the charts. So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe this consolidation brings these bands closer. Here's the upper band in the 1 hour. Maybe this 1 hour band pinches in all the way down here, and then we get the lower band pinches up to this support level, which we also need to mark out before I forget. Got 2 touches on this support area, 1 and 2. So, I think for this would be a good areas to short it up here. I would not be looking to go long on it. VWAP would be an interesting area to short it, and the 20 SMA up here would be an interesting area. Anywhere in this LVN, I think you would look for some bearish price action to try to short to short it, or if we saw a big break to the downside, breaking the support, and we saw a big bearish candle through that support level, then I would probably be interested in shorting it down there on price action as well. One thing I can say is that there was other news that came out. Throw this up here. There was economic news that came out this morning. GDP, 7%, good number, and continuing jobless claims, which might have been more important, was lower than expected, which is actually a good number for the economy. Initial jobless claims. That's one of initial jobless claims. This pen is so hard to control. Initial jobless claims right here, also better than expected, even though the number was lower. It printed in green or whatever. It was a good number for it. So what we saw in pre-market when that number came out at 7:30 is people may have said, well, why is price? I mean, look where price came down to, right at 7:30, right here. 7:30 was right around here somewhere. Those numbers came out, and look, price has moved up. It looked like maybe we were going to break that support level, which is drawn out over here. And that red line's popping up here. We came right down to support. Good economic numbers come out. Look, price has moved up. Delta has moved up. So we may see an impulse up here. Again, here's VWAP, and here's that box that we drew out as the LVN. There may be an impulse up into this, but it would be, I don't think a good idea to be buying it today, even though it's down 2.6%. You could take some scalps to the upside. I mean, the thing is moving around so much. ATR is at 30 in pre-market. I don't think there's anything wrong taking scalps to the upside on it. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that, but I saw these little pullbacks on that news. I was really tempted to take a buy on it, but I didn't take any. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Looking at pre-market, I'm looking to probably short it up here somewhere. On price action and Delta confirmation. We are already down over 2.5%. That's a pretty big move. If I look at what the other markets have done, see if I can. Talking about European and Asian markets. All the other U.S. indices are down over 2% in pre-market this morning. But if we look at Europe, what's Europe doing? Europe is, Europe fell pretty hard. Europe, we're looking at 3 to 5%. Major indices, FTSE 100, 3%. Obviously, Europe is going to be more impacted by what's going on with Ukraine. Asia's a little more sensible. So, again, I probably would not be shorting it at the lows just because it's already so overextended. I'd be looking for this impulse up into this LVN that we drew out, low volume node, 20 SMA, VWAP, somewhere up there, waiting for price to pop up into that, and then watching Delta down here and just price action. You've got bullish structure up, counter trend line, break counter trend line, watch Delta. You know, is it going to be a rotation to the downside? Possibly. I'm only trading one contract again today, guys, because yeah, just the jitters of live streaming. But we'll try to take some trades on this. And I was thinking this morning, today's either going to be a great trading day or it's going to be super choppy, and I'm going to get chopped up. So I got to be really careful about not getting overly excited about big moves. And just, you know, still playing a good risk management game here. So, you know, one thing you want to get, trying to catch the top of this thing might be hard. You know, shorting the top is going to be difficult. So you might get the impulse up, you think it's the top, and nope, we make another high, you get stopped out. So there may be some drawdown today before it really wants to make a move down. Morning, Maria. Thanks for joining. Hey, Calvin. Hey, Vernon. Nicholas. Everybody's jumping in. Slim Jim. Relic Z. Good morning. We have a friend from Korea. That's great. Oh, Vern, I'm sorry to hear you got stopped out yesterday. Yeah, that was a big move to the downside. I didn't catch it. Stunk. I mean, we kind of called it out and just didn't catch it. It's just, if I was a robot, I probably would have caught it. There's too much emotions going on in trading, too much psychological stuff. What's that percentage change indicator called? This here, I'll put a link in there. Yeah, my name's Christopher. Some of my friends call me Kit. You can call me Kit if you want, K-I-T. You can call me Chris. Kit's probably better. That's kind of what I go by. Let me think here. Percentage change indicator. Oh, NT8. Oh, what is this thing called? Probably just look up here. Net change display. Let's see if I can. It's funny that I can't find this because somebody actually asked me for this before, and I found it super quick. Now it's. Well, it's called net change display indicator. This thing moving. The market can open in 5 minutes. Man, it seems like that's gonna make a move here, doesn't it? I don't want to get stuck down here. The market isn't even open yet, so. Oh, thanks, Calvin. Appreciate that, man. Kit is in England. In England, I think Kit is popular for a short name for Christopher. You ever heard of Saint Kitts? That's actually named after Saint Christopher. I'm watching this thing, man. It's like you just almost want to jump in on it because you feel like it's just going to go short. I saw that they increased margins on crude. I don't know if anybody trades crude. Seems super overextended. Hmm. I wish I had something interesting to say about this, but it's just kind of waiting for the market to open in 4 minutes. This looks like maybe it's going to want to push down again. This level here is going to be big, this red line. To see what it does. I can see it coming, driving down, getting through, then coming back up. That'd be interesting. Does anybody trade? Sometimes I've got, I don't trade anything else, but I've got the ES, Dow, and Russell up on another screen just to take a look at what other indices are doing. I may have traded crude once in my life, CL, but it's really I don't know how it moves. I don't know anything about it, and I had a buddy. Actually, I was first introduced to trading because I lived in Chicago right after I graduated college. I moved to Chicago, and I worked in the financial sector for a little bit. But I had a buddy who was a prop trader for a firm up there, and this was in the late 2000s or mid 2000s, and this guy made a killing on crude oil. That was like during like the big oil when prices in oil were really going through the roof. I don't know if anybody remembers that or people were around for that. That was like the drill here, drill now, baby stuff. And this guy, I was like in my early 20s and not making any money. And this guy was making a ton of money. He went and bought like a $1.5 million house in Wrigleyville. If anybody knows what Chicago is, it's a nice area, popular area. We were all living in this crummy apartment. So it's kind of my first introduction to prop trading or day trading. Then I got into it about a decade later. Market's gonna open in 2 minutes. I'm gonna go grab some coffee. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So the market opened here, obviously. I'm watching this, watching it. I'm watching Delta. This looks bullish. I'm not taking anything up here. I mean, maybe GDP and jobless numbers are gonna push it up, but I think in the next few days, markets are gonna continue to drift to the downside. Delta is now pushing. This looks very bullish. Looks very bullish. Delta is now moving higher. And the price is not. I think it's probably going to pop. I think we are going to get that impulse up to VWAP. Sitting on my hands, not doing anything. Releasing it, a push up to 50. Up at that 50 level-ish. To the VWAP. Why don't I buy this? That's a good question. It's going to be a VWAP before you know it. Now we're coming up to VWAP. First area of resistance. 90. Got about 10 more points, maybe. See VWAP poking through up there. And we see Delta here. Ooh, pop on Delta. Just keep watching Delta if you want to know if it's going to break VWAP or not. Do you see some sellers coming in there? Oh, looks like we're going to break VWAP. Now we're coming up to that LVN we had marked out. See it over here on the 4-hour. Massive amount of Delta coming through on the Dow. The Dow, I think, well, I don't know. Actually, I shouldn't say that. We can see as we've come up, Delta is now starting to move flat. And we're looking for some bearish price action. We fall back into this area. Take a short. I want to look at the overnight volume. I want bearish price structure to start forming. See Delta still flat. Come into our LVN area. I don't like that entry. The other thing I didn't mention is I've got my nifty Williams percent range up today. Sometimes when price is really moving strong in one direction, like I suspect if we begin to really, here comes point of control up here. If we really start to move to the downside and you want to try to find an entry, sometimes you can just find an overbought situation on the bearish move. So, for instance, I'd be looking at the Williams percent range. Well, yeah, just like that. You just use the Williams percent range to find an overbought situation in a bear market. This seems like it's going to start breaking lower here. Try to take this impulse, maybe try to get 10 points out of it down to 52. So the point of control came in there. No, I don't know. This thing is moving crazy. A lot of rejection off of VWAP. Gonna get out there. Ooh, a whopping $130. One thing I got out because I saw this Delta popping like that. Look at Delta moving higher now. Maybe we have not found our resistance level yet. Will it make a move up to 20 SMA on the 1 hour? I'm going to move this LVN box because that's distracting me. You'd have to be closing out now. If I would have been on this short, you'd have to be closing out now. Move up has continued. Like I said, it's hard to find the top of this thing. Coming up to that 20 SMA mark. 50 might be something. We see a touch here on the 50. Here, right where we're at. Why don't I go for shorter goals? Sometimes I go for sometimes I just go for like 20, I think 25 ticks is my scalp strategy. But right this I'm just using hotkeys. I'm just watching Delta. And if we would have gotten a really good rip on this, maybe I would have wanted to hold it down a little bit further. 50 was kind of my target just because it's a number, just or a half number. I wanted to get at 52, which was right here, and we saw the delta coming through on it, so I just closed out of it manually because I thought it was going to pop back up. Hey, Mike, thanks. But yeah, I do take small scalps. Like in this market, though, I mean the volatility. Look at Delta now popping down. In this market, the volatility I think today is going to be a lot. I mean, on that one, I mean, this thing popped up. I mean, how much did that pop up after that 68 up to? Popped up 15 points. Is that no 20 points? Can't even do the math. 70, yeah, 22 points. Real quick. So I think that would have stopped me out real quick and then, come back down. I'm watching Delta down here just to, decide if the trade's off or not. This looks like it's going to fall. Look how price is making a new high. Delta is not budging. Coming up to the 20 SMA, boom, we've hit 20 SMA on the 1 hour. Do you just want to short it up here? I don't know. This thing looks a little too strong to just be shorting it. Now I'm going to be looking for my bearish structure on it. You can just draw a trend line, super simple, big deal. Everybody does it. I can just totally see me shorting it, and then boom, it hits new highs, and then boom, comes and hits new lows. Yeah, I use the 5-minute chart quite a bit. I like the Bollingers on the 5-minute chart, intraday trading. So I want to see the overnight. We can see how this LVN formed on the way up. I think if that LVN broke, we would get a pop down to here. But it's not wanting to come down, is it? So, anything happen in the news? Putin decide not to do anything? Here's the movement down. Delta again, I wouldn't be buying it. Delta's not moving up. It's red line. See how that LVN's holding a little bit. Coming down now to this area of confluence, this trend line LVN, and previous area of resistance now may come support. A lot of sellers coming through. See how this candle closes this 1 minute. take a short here. LVM pocket there on the 1 minute. I didn't really see it. A lot more sellers coming through. Oops, I knocked the mic there. Too much stuff on my screen. Get out there. 6. This looks like it's going to keep dropping though. And a VWAP probably. I wanted to get through this LVN. I got some buyers coming in. So yeah, I'm only trading one contract. So like in my mind, I'm like looking at my P&L, like it's only 456, but really it would be 900 if I was trading my normal size. What's intraday trading? Intraday trading is just day trading. It means you're in and out of position within the same day. Swing trading is when you hold a position for multiple days. Struggling. Let's see what the overnight volume profile looks like. I'll look at a 15-minute candle because that's about to close. Sometimes I've got these candles down here. I just take a peek at them when they're about to close. See what they look like. 1, close in 9 seconds. Oh, here's a position display indicator. If anyone would like this, I just found it. Let's see if I can post it. There you go. That's your position. That's this thing down here. That's a third-party indicator, but that's the one I use right there. See the link if you would like that indicator. It is free and it's pretty nifty. All right. So here's my thing. Look at the 1 minute over here. I need a pen. So on the 1 minute, we've got this 20 SMA. I feel like if we broke this support level with the 20 SMA, it would want to move down again, maybe down to here. But the value area low, you would just have to capture this. We break VWAP, we break 20 SMA, we break the support level, then it would pop down probably to 13,170 level. So I mean that's 15 points. Yeah, 15 points. You could probably take 15 points on this. We're gonna want to move up and come up and hit, the back end of this trend line and the upper band on here. Break new highs. That would be a very bullish sign. But I think we did that yesterday, didn't we? Did anybody remember that? Did we break new highs yesterday before we came back down? Can't remember. Been up here on the 1 minute now. But look at Delta. Delta's not looking very positive. My trade, I think, right now would be a break of VWAP down just to here to 70. So I think it's got that room on it. May even get out at like 76. I know that's just a little scalp, but I think that's a pocket that price would move super quickly through if it gets down there. I don't know. We can also see point of controls now coming up here towards the value area high, and you can see it here. Sometimes that either means that the value area is going to want to start to stretch out, but most of the time it means it's going to want to start to move away. However, the volume, this has only been calculating for 17 minutes, so this profile is not exactly established yet. I'm gonna take this trade off. This is not gonna happen in the next 2 minutes, so I'll just take it off and watch it. So if you were going to go for 5 points, 25 ticks, and you were only going to, and then risk, you risk 12 ticks to get that? Nasdaq is just a little flick for the Nasdaq to move 12 ticks. I think that's one of the tricky things. All the trading rules, whenever you do these trading courses, they're always like 2-to-1 ratio, 3-to-1 ratio. And I think that's true on like swing trades and some other things. But if you're intraday trading this thing super microscopic, it's really, for me, it's more realistic to say 1-to-1. And that's just the reality of it. And I know people are going to get pissed off about that and tell me the rules that you need to have, but that's just the truth. This thing whips around so much that you just want to be reading price action. And when the trade's off, the trade's off. And you take it off. And you may, be at a 2-for-1 loss, on your profit. But this thing's popping up, man. This thing looks gnarly. I don't know. I might be calling it quits at 456. There's probably going to be a big move down, though. Let's see how that hourly closes. I think if we close above the 20 SMA, then we're going to be looking to move up. Again, I have this red line here. Oh yeah, this trend line. This is actually now kind of moved up a little bit, I think. Well, not moved up. I'm going to put it at 13.4. And you can see that now coming into play, right? Right down here. If we could draw this trend, the 4-hour trend line out a little bit better. These are all weekly volume profiles if anybody's interested. Each one of these is a weekly, so you can see how the point of controls have shifted. Down, let me zoom out a little bit more maybe. Just so you can just really see kind of how the bear market or this bearish structure has kind of gone in. You can just see how they've all gone down, a little bit of a move up. Oh, and look at this, like a two-legged pullback or two-legged move. 1, 2. little bit, is it? But oh wait, what was I going to see? I don't know if I can draw that on. Yeah. So now we got price coming down. You are in an up channel. You are in an up channel. $20 ticks, 20 tick stop loss. That's pretty tight. But yeah, I think on my scalp strategy, it's a 30 ticks stop loss with a 25 take profit. So, and that's really because I get in at frankly bad prices. And if anybody knows how I trade, like I would be trading the break of this support. I would want price to break this and then pop down. And so sometimes because I get in at bad prices, price will move up a little bit against me before we finally come down. But breaking a break of this level for me would be a confirmation that we would start to move back down, and I would need it to break that price. But yeah, Maria, you're probably better at that than I am, and I've certainly been burned by my bad entries and my poor risk reward ratio. So you should not listen to me on entries or, frankly, on trading. To be honest, this is just how I trade, and you should find your own strategy, something that works for you. My Williams percent range is going to complete shit. It doesn't really matter at all. What I was waiting for to happen is price to start moving lower, and we start trending lower, the break of support. And then you would wait for a pullback. We're essentially the opposite of what's going on now, that we've got this bullish uptrend and we wait for it to become oversold. And then you would buy it once it becomes oversold in a structure like that. And let's say that then Williams percent range came down and was in here. And then you would buy it as we broke this trend line in an oversold condition back up. But I was hoping to do the flip of that to the downside. So my trading plan has not come to fruition, which happens. And I don't really mind because I haven't executed it and been burned by it. I am I'm making a list of equities I want to buy, possibly tomorrow. Hold for the year. I feel like things are kind of on sale, are going to go on sale. All right, so what do you guys think? If we break this trend line, which we fall back and we break the 20 SMA. Oops. We fall back into the value area. Is there something in here for us? Break the trend line, we break the 20 SMA. We get a pop here maybe? Point of control down to VWAP. Point of control for me isn't really a support and resistance level. It's just a point of reference. But I do have this red line. That was, I think, the 20 SMA, which is now shot. So I'm going to take that off. It's up at 290 now. So here we broke that trend line. 275. There's scalp for us here. 73. I don't like this LVN here. You see that LVN? I don't like that. I think that might hold something. We break. God, just getting in so low on it. So other people ask me why I use 500 volume. This is a good example of why I use 500 volume. See how this 500 volume little trend line here held while the 1 minute broke? I find the 500 volume to be just a little more reliable on the Nasdaq. But I do think if we got through this support level, we would drop. I drew this red line out. It's also the 20 SMA. I would pick up this little 10-point scalp right here down to this LVN. I like to mark out LVNs with my bucks. This just be a little 10-point scalp if we get it. What is Vootster? What's CVD? Cumulative Volume Delta? Is that what that CVD stands for? How do you get weekly? You just go in and adjust the settings on the volume profile. This thing looks like it's about to roll over. I can show you if you want, I can show you the settings on the weekly volume profile if you want to grab that. Volume, standard weeks, 1, ticks, 68%. This is a weekly settings. No, the cumulative volume, the delta starts at the overnight session. I do not start it at the US session. I like to see what it is coming in and then see how it changes. I guess I could put it up on one chart, just a, so I'm going to take this off. Murray, if you need this again, you can email me or just put in the chat. I can send it to you. What was I gonna say? No, I let it just go. I like to see what it is coming in the morning. It helps me determine my bias for the day. And but I could put it like over here on the 500 tick chart. I could do one that is just for regular trading hours, just to glance at it to see what's going on. But I can typically tell. I mean, if we're negative 2,000 on the day and then we go up to 0, I know that's kind of a bullish sign. Oh, thanks, Tyson. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I like doing it. I like talking through what I'm thinking. And it's cool to get positive feedback. Oh, look how this hourly closed. Brr, very bullish on the hourly. We closed above the 20 SMA, above a couple resistance levels. Ooh, but we're up here at the top of this downtrend line that we've got drawn out. Is this little scalp valid? Ugh, I don't know. It's a very bullish sign to close above the 20 SMA like that. I don't know if I want to take a short, to be honest. But I also don't want to buy it up here because I'm looking at Delta popping lower. I may try to take this scalp and then call it a day. I'm getting trade fatigue a little bit. Here it comes. Man, that's a shit entry. Let's see if we get a bearish candle on something here. We did close below the 20 SMA on the 1 minute. Question is, which one is more valid, the 1 minute or the 1 hour? And I would probably say the 1 hour. But let's see if we get this pop down to this LVN. A lot of delta coming through on that. It's finding some support there, which is probably out of this LVN area. $592. That's pretty weak for that trade. There. Actually got out too soon. I should have let it come down to my level. Oh. But I see this little LVN. That's what wanted me to not try to hold it. Now if we break this LVN, is it going to keep falling? Now we can see delta popping through a little bit. It's probably got room down to this red line. You can see over here at the bottom of the band. So 592, that'd be almost $1,200 if I was trading normal size. That's about my trading that's about my trading profit threshold. I feel like if I'm around 1,000, I usually feel like satisfied. Feels like bearish on the 1 minute. I should have held this one down though, just to my level. I mean, it was only 60. I mean, it was 6 points on another $125. I get jittery though. You start trading your P&L where I'm like, I don't know if I want to go down to $150. I think I like my $500. And that's dangerous. It's one of the reasons I used to have an indicator over here that showed my P&L up on this screen. I took that off. And now that what you're seeing over here below my bear face is look how delta is starting to move up. Oh, here, I think it's going to drop. Over here somewhere. Over here, maybe? Over here? You can't really, not right there. Son of a gun. But look how delta's not moving lower on that. We're hitting the bottom of the band. That short's over for me. That short's over for me. Hitting the bottom of the band. Delta's not moving lower with it. We got in up here at 80. About 30 points. About 30 points we could have taken. Instead, we only took 7, 8 points. So that's a bummer. Are we going to break the bottom band here and really start drifting down? Possibly. Boom. There's some buying going on there, huh? Need to be stopped out up here. I tell you what, if that thing breaks this low, it's got VWAP in its sights. But, it's dangerous because I think we are kind of moving up here on the day. But I think the rotation has kind of started to the downside. This may incur some drawdown, just FYI, if this does trigger. See how the volume profile shifted up like that? Bullish sign. Look at all that selling. All that selling coming through on Delta. But we do have this LVN here. This was pretty aggressive. We're at a support level on the back of the band on the 1 minute. You know, if anything, if it breaks this, I think it would pop up into here. Yep. Yep. There it goes. Popping up. Popping up. Off my short. Volume chart's pretty much the same. They're similar. They're similar. I like the volume better. I used to trade on a tick chart. This is a tick chart over here. It's similar structure, but the candles are a little bit different sometimes. And I just have had better luck with the 500 volume than the 500 tick. And that could have just been the time I was trading it. You know, the 2 weeks that I switched over to volume, I had just had a better trading couple weeks or whatever it was. But for me, I just use the 500 volume. This might be it for me, guys. I may call it a day on this 592. I'm really not seeing that. You know, there could be a big move to the downside later. I'm not saying it's not going to be, but I don't think I can sit and just stare and watch this thing. And I don't want to buy it. So it'll be interesting to see what it does up here at this 13,400 level, which is all the way up here if it gets up there. You can see Delta now. Delta now is coming up quite high. Quite high. So what I'll say about Cumulative Delta is I used to have it up on a 5-minute chart over here. Look at ATR. I just looked at the 60. Wow, that looks good. If I was bullish, I'd be super happy. Anyways, I used to have Delta up here on a 5-minute chart, and I did not find it easy for me to read. It always kind of just looked flat. So I like it over here in the 500 volume. I read it and I do technical analysis on it, just like I do in a chart. And just works for me. So I can see here that we've clearly broken new highs on Delta. I think this is going to pop up to 13,400. Why am I not buying it? Because I just don't want to. And I think the overall market is bearish. I'm actually, you know, it's just not my game plan to buy the thing today. So I'm probably going to call it a day on that. I appreciate you guys watching. 592, you could times that by 2 if you wanted to see my normal contract size, but you can see how the bands opened up right up there to that level that we marked out on the 5-minute. Could even take a pop above session highs and try to ride it up to that 14,000 level. Should we do that, guys? What do you think? It's looking too strong not to be honest. I don't know. Look at Delta. I mean, look at this. This thing's gonna pop up there, right up into this pocket. Yes, laugh out loud. Yeah, do it. Go 10 contracts on it. See what happens. Nah, I don't think I'm going to, guys. You're long. Good for you. Good for you, man. I like that contrarian trading. Everybody's like bear market, war, bear market. And you're like, yep, those sellers are about to become buyers. There's something, when I was trading Forex, there was something that one of the brokers put out. I think it was like retail sentiment or something. And they would show you how many of their clients were long and how many were short. And then basically the trading strategy was you would just do the opposite. And the theory was that those buyers would become sellers or those sellers would become buyers. And the other theory was that 95% of retail traders are wrong. And so if 95% of retail traders are wrong, you should be doing what they're not doing, right? Which I think is interesting. I don't want to buy it up here at the top, guys. I don't want to buy it at the top. I've been burned by that before. All right, I'm calling it quits. I'll see you guys next week on Monday. Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure which day I'll be live streaming. Yeah, I'll probably go on Monday. I won't be live streaming. I mean, we can live stream tomorrow. I don't know. I'll post it. I'm trying to think if I want to. I don't think I'm going to live stream tomorrow. I may be buying some equities tomorrow, and I probably will just be sitting on my hands. Actually, I'm trying to think if I could do the live streaming. Yeah, you're about to reach that level. That's right. It's coming down off of it now. Yeah, why not? Let's do the live streaming tomorrow. If you guys want to do that, that'd be awesome. I really actually enjoy the live streaming. So let's do some live streaming tomorrow. And maybe we'll get some good trades. Here, we're gonna break this high and pop up. Oh, it's gonna come right up to my level, isn't it? I don't know. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. And thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'll post that in the thing about doing the stream tomorrow, 8:10 a.m. Central Time. We do the pre-market stuff, and then do some live trading for 45 an hour or so or something like that. So this thing is too bullish for me. I'm too bearish biased. Probably coming up to that level. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys are having a great trading day, and I'll be back tomorrow, 8:10 a.m. Central Time. Thank you for coming. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.